podcast. I'm Nisi. I am so excited to have a safe space to speak our truth or to find it. So come on in for however long I have you here or however long I have your ear. Now let's think about it. Hey everybody, welcome. Are you excited? I'm excited. I am too excited about this, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all the couple of hours I done had, okay? I had a crazy day yesterday, but today, y'all, this is, okay, first off, I have to remember, I cannot be beaten and doing all that crazy bamming stuff for the people that's listening, okay? So, let me tell you the day I had, okay? I had this whole little thing set up, kind of, and I'm the type of person, I don't know who's like this, but listen, I'm the type of person, like, when I have, like, once I put something in my mind, doing it is like, should be the most important part, right? But I'm just like a planner in my head. So once I plan it, doing it, it should, like, in my mind, it should be like this. Like, you know, pretty easy, pretty simple. Y'all, I literally, and I'm not just, don't get me wrong now. Like, I definitely go and, you know, do my research and do all that stuff, whatever. Because I literally sat here, y'all, for at least, okay, so let's get into it. My microphone came. We're going to go all the way off track. We're going to just get right into it, okay? My microphone came yesterday. Yes, my microphone came yesterday. Y'all, I thought this was going to be like a, you know, oh, you did a little YouTube, little here and there, a little, you know, dabble. It's going to be light. Baby, lied. So, my microphone came yesterday. I bought like my arm boom, I think this is what it's called. Don't quote me. I bought it last night. It came first thing this morning. So excited. I set it all up, ready to go. I had my headset in, like, you know, making sure I can hear myself, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Right now, y'all, I cannot hear nothing in my ear. I don't know what's going on. It was working so good, y'all, before I got ready. I guess my microphone was like, oh, you trying to get cute too? That's not gonna happen. You gonna do one. You finna be cute and talk, or you know, or you gonna just be looking like a bum and listening. I mean, and being able to hear yourself. Whatever. Anyway, y'all, let's get into it. First off, I am aggravated. Okay, not gonna hold y'all. I'm aggravated, but I'm just at the point. If you read my description. If you didn't read my description on my podcast on YouTube, you don't know as much because I basically just kind of turned this straight into my podcast. But basically, I'm going to just kind of say it right here. I am just in my purpose. I'm just trying, honestly, y'all, to be very purposeful this year and be very intentional because one thing about it, y'all, God ain't playing with me. God is not playing with me. And I'm a person, like, I truly believe that God is really a reflection of who you really, really are. You know what I'm saying? And I don't play. So God ain't playing with me either. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, y'all, I feel like God is telling me, you know, I wanted like this backdrop. I wanted like, you know, to be able to actually sit on my couch and to talk and do all this stuff, you know, for aesthetic purposes and all this stuff. And it's something, y'all, and I promise y'all, it ain't me. Because if this was me, my outfits that I wanted would have been here. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on certain makeup. I'm still waiting on a light. I'm still waiting on the actual stand. But it's like, I just have this, I don't know, it's not horrible, but this blessing over my life to just do what God tell me to do, okay? So, y'all gonna have me for the next hour or so, y'all, okay? I might do a part two. It might be a part two. It might not be a part two, but this is just gonna be kind of like just an introduction of the Think About It podcast. Who, why, saying where you came from. You know what I'm saying? All these other podcasts popping up, like why you want to pop up there. You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on? But we're gonna really get into it. Just kind of a brief synopsis, I guess, of Nisi, all right? Nisi, the host, Nisi, the editor, Nisi, the director, Nisi, the producer, okay? Nisi, the creator, hello, okay? Like, this is, you gonna just get to know Nisi, all right? And the reason why we gonna kind of get into this, and I have to give an intro, of course. I feel like, you know, that's like anything. Like, how you gonna start a relationship? Be like, oh, yeah, you mine. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, get on my face. So, just a quick intro. And also, I actually, y'all, listen, I listen to a lot of people, but in this past season of my life, I've been listening to, I'm in a place in my life, y'all, where, you know, a lot of times I feel like, you know, we ask God for so much, you know what I mean? We want God to do this, we want God to do that and come through, but we don't find our connection to God and our relationship with Him. And that's why I've been in a place in my life, y'all, just trying to find, you know, God's word and understanding on how it relates, not just to me, but how it relates just to life in general, right? So I listen to a lot of Sarah Jake Roberts. I love her. I listen to a lot of T.D. Jakes, of course, her fathers, who of course y'all know that. I listen to her husband. I listen to a lot of them, but mainly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I started listening to Sarah Jakes because Sarah's in her 30s. I am 30. We're gonna get into all this, but I kind of just felt this connection to Sarah, right? So I listened to her. So I listened to T.D. Jakes. I was listening to one of his I guess messages or his videos, you know, his sermons, whatever you want to call it, this morning. And do not quote me, y'all, because like I said, I done been frustrated, y'all. God's still working with me, so if y'all on the podcast, y'all gotta check YouTube to hear what I just said or watch what I just did. But right now, I'm trying to get back to where I'm at, okay? But so the message was basically saying a lot of times where, you know, a lot of times people meet you through passing or kind of meet you at different stages in your life, and where they meet you is kind of where they, you know, that's their overall aspect of you or outlook of you. You get what I'm saying? But nobody, depending on where somebody meets you, they don't know your past. They don't know, you know, where you came from or why you do the things that you do. And I'm at a place in my life, y'all, like I said, I made this podcast just so that I can find my purpose. I think this is more for me than it is for anybody else. But I've learned that when you know for a fact, and, you know, another thing that T.D. Jakes said is God is gentle. He's such a gentleman, right? But you know when it's Him, you know, and not the enemy, because He is so gentle and He wants other people to, you know, yearn for His word and, you know, get close to Him. And I've been so private in my life. I've always been, I feel like, you know, this creator or entertainer, I guess you can say, because I like to make people feel good. And again, we're gonna get in deep into that, but I said that to say, I got to a point where I'm at a point in my life where me finding my purpose and also me sharing my purpose is so important, no matter what my feelings are, right? Because when you are following God, this ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? You just the vessel he allows you to use, and it's up to you to use it or go down the next lane. And I'm tired of going down the lane, y'all. I'm sick of it. It's beyond me. It's real ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it. I don't like nothing about it, okay? So that's just the whole synopsis of why I even have to tell y'all and get y'all into the intro, okay? So, boom. All right. So, okay, y'all, I got to pull up my phone right quick. Sorry. If y'all see me looking down, I'm actually trying to monitor my voice. This is my very first episode, and I don't want it to be super crazy or super loud on the podcast, y'all. So bear with me, okay? And I'm also looking at my little notes that I have. So, who am I? Nisi. But my actual name, y'all, my actual real first name is Tanisha, okay? Not Tanisha, not Tania, not Tennessee, not Tanea. Like, I'm sick of it. You know what I'm saying? You know what? This is my debut. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of y'all messing up my name. I've been going through this, y'all, from a child. Okay. My name is Tanisha. I am from the Bahamas originally. 242. Listen, don't play with me. You understand? I don't play none of that. Period. But I I moved here, or me and my family, we actually moved here when I was 12. I think it was 12 or 13 years old. But I've always been, I've always kind of, I went to school here and I went to school in the Bahamas as well. If that makes sense. So I did middle school here, I did high school here, I did middle school there, I did high school there, if that makes sense. So that's the whole gist of that. I am 30 years young, honey. Real 30 who? Don't play with me. Oh, if you ask me, it's giving real 23-ish, but I'll take it, you know, because I'm giving it, you know. I have a daughter. I'm a single mother. My daughter is 13 years old. That is the love of my life. That is my nigga. You understand me? That's my whoa. You feel me? Like, I don't play about her, you know? Like, for real. No, I'm not playing. Like, I don't play about her. And everybody who around know I don't play about her. Her teachers know. Her principal know I don't play about her. Everybody don't play about everybody. I don't play about her. That's my baby. That's my bestie. Period. That's my bestie. That's my bestie. She is an amazing young lady. You know, when you a single mama too, you know when your kid doing stuff good, you got to brag about it, right? All of that, just straight A kid, period. Yeah, so I hold her dear to me, guys. We'll get into like details in episodes on, you know, more about my daughter, but that's just the gist right now. What else? Ooh, I am single. Yeah. I've been single for 4 years. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. That's how they say cuatro. I shouldn't have said that, but y'all know what I mean. 4 years I've been single. I've been I've been abstinent. Okay, listen, we're gonna get into that in other episodes too. But listen, I've been abstinent for 3 years. Listen, I'm saying 3 and I'm holding on my 3. I'm holding heavy on my 3. I'm holding 10 toes down on my 3. I say 3, well, March would be 3 years. Now, there was a little slip and slide. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even a deep slide. You know what I'm saying? You know when you just kind of like lose your balance, but then you catch it? Depending on who you asking, right? But if you asking me, it was a slight slip and slide. You know? Once, and it wasn't even like, y'all, we gonna get into it. I'm gonna speak my truth. Because, you know, I know a lot of people feel how I feel. Period. So, like I said, single, 4 years, absent, 3 years, a little slip, slide, sloop. On December 29th. Y'all, I'm so mad at myself, I can punch myself right now, but I won't. Because that was stupid. But we don't talk about it. But yes, true for real. I've really been single for 4 years intentionally. Now, sister girl about to get out. She about to come outside. Real bad. I ain't playing about it. But I've been single intentionally, guys, for 4 years. We're going to get into that as well. Y'all, I've been on in that time, and I know, like, I feel like in the last 3-4 years, especially last year, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a mix of COVID and, you know, all the other I don't know, honey. The mix of COVID, Christian rock and everything. I don't know what was going on, but listen, everybody was talking about they on a self-love journey. I don't know what Christian rock had to do with this. I don't know, but stuff was just in the air last year. Y'all know. So everybody talking about they're on a self-love journey, and I'm not shading nobody, but I was on a deep, intentional, very intentional self-development journey for 4 years. I'll say 3 years. I've been single for 4 years, but I'll say 3 years because my first year, y'all, I felt like that was kind of like an awakening, you know, kind of like I stopped doing like certain things that I always did, or things that, you know, that came like it's things that was fun for me at one point wasn't fun anymore. Like it was just like that change. So I say 3 years because I felt like those 3 years it was more like I knew like, okay, see, oh yeah, hold on, you really holding this cat, you really holding this cootie cat back, like you for real holding this cootie back. And I'm like, yeah, this what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say 3 years. Abstinent March would be 3 years, y'all. Listen, we got to talk about this because y'all don't understand. I'm really gonna hold on my 3 years because I can't. Whatever. Next, what's the next question? What do I like to do for fun? What do I like to do for fun? Be like real obvious. It's not obvious, girl. Cause girl, all I do, honey, is take care of the little girl with her expensive ass. Like somebody got money to keep me, pushing out. Cause I ain't got it. Work. Like for real, I really, honestly, I do not have a balance of work and play. But again, 2023, I can't do it all. I think a lot of times too, we put so much on our plate and we're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And we fall short. And discipline is like the key, the main thing. Again, purposeful, like I'm in my purpose. I think that's a part of, I am being disciplined to that man and I'm not playing with him at all. Because low key, I'm like, I don't really want to tell the people my business like that. And God like, that is not your business. I'm like, well, who business is it? He like, who have you? I said, say less. Period. I'm not gonna make it forward with you. You right. So I'm definitely gonna, try my best to be more disciplined. But I'm gonna try my best, guys, because I know y'all seen that that TikTok where they were like, God, I know God ain't gonna send I can't find my man in the house or something like that. Y'all know the little TikTok. And then when I tell y'all that's me, bad girl, bod. I ain't even playing bod. So I'm definitely gonna be more, driven. Not driven, but I'm definitely gonna not push myself, but I want to get cute and get dressed up and put myself in environments, not to find nobody, but to be seen, if that makes sense. Hello, like I'm here, if that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, what do I want to do for fun? What I really want to do for fun, y'all, I want to get to a point where I'm able to find my tribe. That's what I want to do for fun. You know what I'm saying? I want to find the people that have the same mindset of like I do. Where there was like, there was like, I don't mix with the bougie girls, but I don't mix with the ghetto girls. Like the bougie girls think I'm too ghetto. The ghetto girls think I'm too bougie. When I tell y'all, that is me, okay? I thought I was alone. I'm over here like, wait, where's she at? You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I was the only person that felt that way. I really, really feel that way. I want to find the people that, that's ambitious, that's ambitious, that, want to be, that don't take themselves too serious. Because if you think I do, you're crazy. Like, I love to have a good time. I love to goof off. I love to be, I love to be free, okay? But I also love, and I also love to talk about God, okay? I love to find him and, not find him because, build my faith in him so I don't have to find him. I know he's here all the time, you know what I mean? But I'm also very ambitious. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm a mix of a lot, if you ask me. But I feel like I have that tribe of people that's a mix of a lot. You know what I'm saying? Also, as well as dating, you know what I mean? I want to get it to a point where it's also fun for me to get dressed up and to date. I think a lot of times, we're, especially I feel like in the Black community, we're just like, if somebody like us, okay, we don't even have to know what a negotiable or non-negotiable is. Things that's convenient for us, especially when we don't know better, right? And we're like, okay, well, at least he got this, he got that, yeah, that's my man, right? But then he talked to you crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? He disrespectful. He don't know how to communicate. You bring him around his family, and you know what I'm saying? He don't say nothing. Everybody looking like, he okay? Like, well, he don't like us or something? We got to explain why he act like that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I honestly want to be to a point where I'm able to date and find people that I connect with. You get what I'm saying? I don't believe that. Yes, in this day and age, y'all, it's getting harder and harder and harder, y'all, to date and to find your person, right? But again, I think are we being intentional about finding your person? You know what I'm saying? Are you putting yourself in those environment where, you know what I'm saying, you have people that's like-minded? I don't. You get what I'm saying? That's my truth. I don't. So that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do for fun. What do I do for fun right now, y'all? I know it sounds boring to some people, but gym to me is fun as hell. When I tell y'all, it's something about the gym that just puts me in a place, y'all, of feeling good. And when I feel good, baby, that's fun. Because when I feel good, I do good. Okay? But you don't know, I'm a server. I've been in the restaurant field for 17 years. For a long time, y'all, I never would have told nobody that. I always started with I'm a bartender, and I've been in the industry in the hospitality industry for 17 years. So I started off bartending. My family have restaurants actually back in the Bahamas. My aunt had a restaurant back in the Bahamas. So we started off, our entire family basically started off in her restaurant, kind of helping her. But when I first got kind of got out of the family business, and I went into I don't remember. I think my very first, I always worked at like little restaurants here and there, y'all. I was like young. I think I was like 14, y'all, lying like on my applications like I'm 16, I want to work. Not because I had to work. I always had this like independence, like this sense of being independent and wanting my own and buying my own and being able to say, I got that. You know what I'm saying? So I would lie on my applications and say I'm 16 years old because that was the legal age to work in the Bahamas. When I was 14 years old, my first job was Canton House Chinese restaurant back in the Bahamas. And I started like, but even then, I remember, I think when God is so amazing, and when you put those connections together, every single thing in your life, y'all, and I'm a believer that nothing in my life happens to me. It ain't nothing in my life happened to me. Everything in my life happened for me, even the toughest of times, okay? And when I tell y'all tough, we is going to get deep into it, okay? But I remember working at Canton House as a cashier, and I remember just kind of like how people would just connect with me. I remember in one time in particular, or this one guy in particular, like when he would come in, he was deaf. My stepfather, niece. Yes, my stepfather's niece she's deaf. And she would watch us from time to time. And she's such a sweet lady. Such a sweet lady. But I always, she would kind of like teach us like certain sign languages. And I always remember like, thank you. And of course I didn't know a lot, but I remember like other people would like, kind of get like annoyed or frustrated or, kind of like aggravated because sometimes, he would come and it's busy and, they're like, what do you want? And because he's not able to talk, he would kind of point at things, and sometimes he would, let's say he probably want a pepper steak and he wanted, onions in it or something. People wouldn't take their time to help him because he, basically he's like a holdup, and for me, I never looked like, I was actually always excited. I just always wanted to give him that feeling, of I guess like somebody caring. I don't know. Like I always just had that feeling of, and I remember like, I think like I said, I was 14 or 15 at the time. 14, like, cause I worked there for like probably at least 2 years, and he came in within that 2 year span. And I loved when he came in, and it was just like how he would smile, or he would be excited just to see me. Like it was like 3 other cash registers, and it doesn't matter how long my line was, he would wait and stay on that line just to, for me to take care of him. So for a long time, y'all, I hated the word serving. I hated that word because I'm like, in this day and age, like, people like, what do you do? What do you do? And I'm like, I'm a servant. People look at you like, you first off, to that part. But what I really honestly meant to say was, for a long time, see, my ego got in the way. For a long time, I hated the word because of what people, the description behind it. Like, you being a servant, taking care of people. People, get catch up. Like this, that's what people, kind of perceives it as. But I've learned that for me, that's exactly where I'm supposed to be. Not in the restaurant per se, but serving. I serve. God has put something over my life where, and I don't know what it is. Like I said, I'm just still in my purpose, still trying to find out. But I know that I am my best when I'm serving others. Not pleasing others. Not pleasing, but serving others. And I said that too because I have times and instances now, and I'm sure throughout my life, but now that I'm in a place where I'm being intentional, I'm more aware of it, and I can see it more, and then I know that, but my energy and where I'm at in my life, it exudes a higher frequency. So I've had people throughout my life, whether in the gym, typically, because I spend a lot of time in the gym. So typically in the gym, or just being out, and I would have people just come up to me and say, like, oh my God, like, your energy, or, one of the attendants, well, a group of the attendants at my gym, they stopped like last year sometime, and they pulled me over and they were like, listen, we have a basket. They gave me like all this stuff. They was like, every time you come in, they was like, you don't understand how you make us feel. And I'm not like, like trying to get into what your family got going on, what you got going on, but it's just like, how are you? Like, have a good freaking day. And I really mean those things, you know what I'm saying? And when I started to be intentional, people around me started to be intentional too, even strangers, if that makes sense. And for me, and throughout my life, and I'm a very aware person, so I know, how I felt. I'm, of course, verbatim, I can't tell you exactly how I felt 5-10 years ago, but I know that I'm not where I was, right? So if that works for me, honey, we're going to keep doing what it needs to be done, okay? And the reason why I started my podcast, y'all, because I feel like a lot of times we get stuck into the person we were 10 years ago. Sometimes we get stuck into that childhood, that childlike person when you were 15 or when you were 13 years old, and when that person hurt you, and that's where we stop at, literally. So we allow that 12-year-old, that 13-year-old, sometimes that 5-year-old person to stand up and to take root over your 35-year-old, 27-year-old, 24-year-old, 30-year-old person, 45-year-old person, and so on and so forth, right? So for me, when I realized that I was being intentional, when I realized that what changed it was me being intentional, when I realized that I could change and can change anything. When I say anything, I mean anything that I want to, right? And once I know for a fact, and I think, like I said, for me, I feel like when it's a part of your purpose, when it doesn't come, it's a catch-22, because some things that could be a part of your purpose, and God gonna make you gonna have to, he would fight with you to get it off of you, right? But when certain things in your life but I'm talking about the things that that you always wanted to do, right? But for whatever the reason was, you were afraid or scared to exude it, right? I think for me, I've always showed up in the world as, don't play with me. Like, that's how I always showed up. Like, any friends I've ever had around me, they can say, like, yo, yeah, that's a security guard. I remember y'all literally about to fight one of my friends when I heard she called, like, she told somebody else, I'm her security guard. When in all actuality, that's what I showed up as, right? Like, I always showed up as this protector, right? Again, I'm a server. And I think sometimes it's kind of hand in hand, right? But the way I protected was detrimental to me, right? And I think the reason why, and I know for a fact I know now that it was detrimental. Now in hindsight, I know it's detrimental. Back then, it was a sense of me protecting myself, Okay, everybody have their story, y'all. I have my story too. But I think a lot of times what I allowed myself to do, I allowed that child, like the me being molested at 5 years old, my mother having me at 13 years old, my grandmother raising me being raised in a Jehovah's Witness household, me being raised on the islands as a black girl in the hood, the gutter of the gutter. Okay, I allowed that person to show up for me all my life. But behind closed doors, when I was young, even before there was a thing of being afraid, I've always been this light, this bubble, this bright. I've always been that. I've always been that. I remember, y'all, I remember so, like, it happened yesterday. It so strongly. I think she was like she was a cousin of mine, but she wasn't like a first cousin. And she, like, anytime she would like come around, or like I would go around her, I would always like I was always just like, hey, and she would always like kind of like give me like the stink eye or whatever. And I'm like, what the freak? Like, what did I do? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, what's going on? And I remember, y'all, one day, and I said to myself, I don't remember the age, probably 7 or 8, something like that. And I was like, when I get older, I'm going to be so mean because adults is so mean. And I said that, y'all. I said that I couldn't wait to get older so I could start telling people, like, So for a long time, y'all, I literally, and because of life, because of, stuff that happened to me, because of, my, as you get older, then you realize, like, damn, this will happen to me, this will happen to me, and it builds you, then it kind of just continues, it just puts this, it builds this layer over this foundation, right? The foundation is there, but it's just so much now, so much debris and so much dirt and so much, catastrophe that happened, that you forget that there is a foundation under there that's hella sturdy, right? And I think that's what happened for me. And I know that's what happened for me. So as I got older, and you continuously go through stuff, but even though, no matter what I went through, y'all, I'm talking physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, whatever it was something like God was always there. It was like this feeling of, this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. Or I'm in relationships, or when I'm around people, I'm like, this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it, right? Again, in hindsight, those were my experiences, and I don't regret not nail one of them. I promise you, I don't regret none of them now that I know what I know, right? And the thing is and the best way to not regret something, y'all, is to actually grow from it. That's the only way. I don't regret it because I've grown from it. Hello, right? So why would I regret, that dude who cheated on me? You get what I'm saying? And I knew how he was showing up. I seen from the first day when we got together, he was eyeing another girl and going back and forth, but he tried to make me feel like, oh, that wasn't the case, right? It was right there, plain in my eyes. So, again, now that you know what you know, you just know how to do it better. You know how to move better. And quite frankly, what I've learned too, y'all, when you start to move out the way, you ain't got to do, when you move out the way, everything else move out the way for you. So the type of relationships that you would have when you wasn't aware, you just don't have them no more. Those type of people do not approach me anymore. I'm so for real. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I used to say all the time, I'm a drug dealer type of. Okay, I said it all the time. Like, I love me a dope boy. Like, that's my nigga, right? And for a long time, again, let me tell you something. When I say, and again, it's not to be judgmental, but when you do self-development, when you know that you're really doing the work when you start asking the tough questions to yourself. Like, why? Why did I do that? Why was I showing up that way? And every single thing I did, I just needed to know why. It's like a kid. Why? Why? My God, I think a lot of times too, God will put you in a childlike form just to get you to that next step. He would break you all the way down to that 2-year-old why. You know how they say them terrible twos, that's all they ask. Why? Just to get you to the place now where you at. Okay, and I got to a point, y'all, where I just started asking myself, why was you doing this? Why was you doing that? Why you think that was okay? And let me tell y'all, when I started to get the answers, why the fuck would I go back there? Hello. Okay, when you get an answer, if you know 1+1 is 2, why would you put 6 on the paper? That's just really about silly to me, ain't it? So I'm not doing that. So, like I said, y'all, this is the reason why I created the Think About It podcast, to do exactly that, y'all. To think about it. This is, like I said it before, I'll say it again. This is a safe place to speak your truth or to find it. I'm not here, y'all, to be cute. I'm letting y'all know right now, this probably gonna be the first and last time. Well, not the last time, but don't expect to see me coming up here and showing all this, because I'm a comfortable, laid back kind of chick. Okay, and however I'm feeling is what I give. All right, but I figured, it's the first one, so do it. Do it. It's the big one. All right, not the biggest one, but just the big one. Hello, but y'all, again, y'all, this is the reason why I created this podcast. I feel like I hear this so much. You need to start a podcast. And I when I'm in the gym, I feel like that's when I feel the most motivated, the most encouraging. I listen to a lot of stuff on my way to the gym as well, so I feel like that's where I always kind of be in this place of like, somebody gotta hear this, you know what I'm saying? So I always kind of did stories talking about motivation, motivational consistency, God, whatever that may be. So that's the reason why I created this podcast here. I hated the fact that Instagram kind of had like the little minute 60-second thing, then it cuts off, and then I could be into something real good, having a real good juicy conversation, and the thing cut right off, and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why I created my podcast. I have times, y'all, where I just go in the air and space and I forget what I'm saying, I'm thinking, and I can do this right here, okay, in the comfort of my own home. And whilst I'm in the comfort of my own home, I'm still finding purpose and still helping as well, okay? Like I said, I think for the most part, I feel like this is more for me than it is for anybody else. But with that being said, if I am finding my purpose is naturally wrapped up with somebody else's, so somebody is going to find theirs regardless. I started YouTube and I stopped because I got wrapped up into the numbers and the algorithms and all that stuff that I never really cared about. And this is where we're going to go back to. Do not care about it. I'm at a place, like I said, in my life where I know for a fact that this is not me talking. Does that make sense? Like, I'm here, you see me? But this is something higher than me. Okay? I don't know who you call it. I call it God. Hey! Come on, somebody. But I want to be purposeful. I want to be a help. Like I said, I am a server. This is what I do. And it comes natural for me. In the feel of what I'm used to. So I hope and pray that this is, a part of my feel, a part of God's feel, and I can be just as good as serving in God's feel the way I am in man's feel. Okay? I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Like I said, this is going to be a whirlwind. Hello? A whirlwind, a wind of worlds of winds, okay? Because we're going to talk about it a while. We're going to talk about love, sex. It's like my favorite topic. Well, that was crazy. But talking about relationship, intimate relationship, friendships, family, generational patterns, success, parenting. My daughter has hydrocephalus, fluid on the brains, basically. So she isn't I wouldn't say disabled, but she has special care. But she's a very special girl, So yeah, we're gonna talk about it all. And honestly, y'all, it's stuff that let me tell y'all, the real conversation I really wanted to have, my first conversation, when I tell y'all I know for a fact that this is purpose driven and not Tanisha driven or Nisi driven, because the place that I was in, y'all, just even a week ago, and no matter how much that I wanted to feel what I was feeling, for whatever the reason was, podcast. That's all I could hear. Podcast. Like, seriously. So we're definitely gonna get into that conversation. Whenever it do pops up, y'all make sure y'all follow me, because how y'all gonna know when to pop up if y'all don't follow? And that, I know for a fact that is going to be attached and tied to so much people, because I know for a fact that feeling I've never felt before. But you know that saying when they say, you know, God gave his strongest battles, or God gave his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. I felt like that was one of those moments, because now don't get me wrong, it was definitely something that triggered that. But somebody like me that is used to just taking it and dealing with it, the feeling was not connected to something that I was used to. And for me, I feel like that is so important for me to be able to, I have to give that back. I have to give it back, because I quite frankly don't even feel like it belongs to me. I've never felt that feeling before, to be honest with you guys. So that is the reason why I know for a fact, and I feel in my heart that this is definitely purpose driven and not, you know, driven just for personal needs. All right. I love you guys so much. I think it has been 48 minutes. I've been trying to extend it so it can be a full hour. So we just gonna go ahead and drop this one here. This would be episode 1. Make sure you tell a friend, to tell a friend, tell a sister, tell a brother, tell a cousin, tell a niece, tell a nephew, tell a great, great, great auntie to pull up on me. Pull up on me. You're on podcast, you don't know, but I'm telling y'all right now, if you want to go ahead and see some visuals, you know what I mean, kind of, you know, if you're more of a visual type of person and not a audio kind of person, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. It is the Think About It podcast on YouTube. The channel should be changed by now. Go ahead and type it in. Follow me on Instagram, Nisi the Shoe Plug, TikTok, Nisi the Shoe Plug, and on all your podcast streaming sites. I think that's what it is, or streaming apps, whatever you want to call it. Guys, have an amazing year. This is 2023. Let's make it count. Stay out of people's business. Mind your own goddamn business, okay? Somebody knocking on your door with somebody else's business, tell them return to Sunday. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Hello. And this is the Think About It podcast.